Today, let's discuss an essential skill that can transform financial health: creating a budget. A budget serves as a personal financial plan that helps individuals understand their income, manage expenses, and achieve financial goals. The process of creating a budget may seem daunting at first, but by breaking it down into manageable steps, anyone can develop a budget that works for their unique situation. Before diving into the steps of creating a budget, it's crucial to understand its importance. A budget provides clarity about one's financial situation, enabling better decision-making regarding spending, saving, and investing. It empowers individuals to prioritize their financial goals and allocate resources accordingly, leading to greater financial stability and peace of mind. A well-structured budget can help prevent overspending, reduce financial stress, and provide a roadmap for achieving short-term and long-term financial objectives. Whether the aim is to save for a dream vacation, pay off debt, or build an emergency fund, a budget serves as a guiding framework for making informed financial decisions. The first step in creating a budget is to track income. This involves gathering all sources of income, including salaries, freelance earnings, rental income, dividends, and any other sources of revenue. It's important to calculate the total monthly income, as this figure will serve as the foundation for the budget. For those with variable income, such as freelancers or commission-based employees, it may be helpful to calculate an average income over several months. This approach provides a more accurate representation of expected earnings. Once income has been tracked, the next step is to identify and categorize expenses. This process involves reviewing bank statements, receipts, and bills to get a comprehensive view of spending habits. It's essential to differentiate between fixed and variable expenses. Fixed expenses are costs that remain consistent each month and include items such as rent or mortgage payments, car payments, insurance premiums, and monthly subscriptions. Fixed expenses are often easier to predict and plan for. On the other hand, variable expenses fluctuate month to month and can include groceries, dining out, entertainment, transportation, and discretionary spending. Variable expenses can be more challenging to manage, as they can vary based on personal choices and lifestyle. With a clear understanding of income and expenses, the next step is to set spending limits for each category. This process involves assessing priorities and determining how much money can be allocated to various expenses. It's essential to strike a balance between necessary expenses and discretionary spending. When setting spending limits, it can be helpful to use the 50/30/20 rule as a guideline. This rule suggests allocating 50% of income to needs, which includes essential expenses such as housing, utilities, groceries, transportation, and healthcare. These are non-negotiable expenses that must be covered each month. The next 30% can be allocated to wants, which encompasses discretionary spending like dining out, entertainment, travel, and hobbies. While these expenses are not essential, they contribute to overall quality of life. Finally, the remaining 20% should be designated for savings and debt repayment. This portion should be allocated towards savings, investments, and paying down outstanding debts, building an emergency fund, saving for retirement, and paying off credit cards are critical financial goals. After tracking income, identifying expenses, and setting spending limits, it's time to create the budget. This can be done using a variety of methods, including spreadsheets, budgeting apps, or traditional pen and paper. The key is to find a method that works best for individual preferences. The budget should be organized in a way that clearly outlines income, expenses, and spending limits. It may be helpful to create a simple table that includes columns for category, budgeted amount, actual amount spent, and the difference. This format allows for easy tracking and comparison, making it simpler to adjust spending habits as needed. Creating a budget is not a one-time activity. It requires ongoing monitoring and adjusting. At the end of each month, It's important to review the budget to assess how well spending aligns with the established limits. This process involves comparing budgeted amounts to actual expenditures and analyzing any discrepancies. If certain categories consistently exceed their budgeted amounts, it may be necessary to reevaluate spending habits. Identifying patterns can help pinpoint areas where adjustments can be made. For example, if dining out expenses are consistently higher than expected, it may be time to set a lower budget for that category or explore ways to reduce dining expenses. Additionally, life circumstances can change, leading to shifts in income and expenses. It's important to remain flexible and be willing to update the budget as needed, whether it's a change in employment, unexpected medical expenses, or a new financial goal. Adapting the budget to reflect current realities is key to maintaining financial stability. Now that we've covered the steps to create a budget, let's explore some examples of effective budgets tailored to different financial goals. For a young professional with a monthly income of $3,500, a budget might look like this. For needs, 50% of the income would go to essential expenses, totaling $1.750. This could include rent at $1, $200, utilities at $150, groceries at $300, and transportation at $100 for wants, which would make up 30% or $1. $0.50. Spending might include dining out at $300, entertainment at $200, a gym membership at $50, and vacation savings of $500. Finally, for savings and debt repayment, which would account for 20% or $700. The budget could allocate $300 to an emergency fund and $400 to student loan repayment. In contrast, a family with a monthly income of $6,000 may approach their budget differently. For needs, they would allocate 50% or $3,000, including a mortgage of $1, $800, utilities at $300, groceries at $600, and transportation at $300 for wants, making up 30% or $1. $800. They might spend $400 on dining out, $600 on family activities, $400 on hobbies, and $400 on vacation savings. For savings and debt repayment, which would be 20% or $1. $200. They could allocate $600 to an emergency fund and $600 to retirement savings. For someone focused on debt repayment with a monthly income of $4, $500, their budget may look different. For needs, they would allocate 50% or $2, $250, including $1, $200 for rent, $200 for utilities, $300 for groceries, and $550 for transportation. In the wants category, which makes up 30% or $1, $350, spending could include $200 for dining out, $300 for entertainment, $250 for clothing, and $600 for travel. Lastly, to prioritize debt repayment in the savings and debt category, they would allocate the entire 20% or $900 to credit card repayment. Creating a budget is just the beginning. A few additional tips can ensure long-term success. First, be realistic when setting spending limits. It's better to set achievable goals than to create a budget that feels impossible to stick to. Utilizing technology can also be beneficial. Consider using budgeting apps or software that simplify the budgeting process. Many tools allow for easy tracking of income and expenses and can provide insights into spending habits. Regularly reviewing the budget is key to staying on track. Monthly check-ins can help identify trends and areas for improvement, ensuring that the budget remains aligned with financial goals. It's important to celebrate milestones along the way, whether it's paying off a debt, reaching a savings goal, or sticking to the budget for several months. Recognizing progress can boost motivation and help maintain focus. Lastly, remain flexible. Life is unpredictable, and financial situations can change quickly. Be open to adjusting the budget as needed, whether due to an increase in income, unexpected expenses, or new financial goals. Creating a budget is a vital skill that can lead to financial empowerment and stability. By following the steps of tracking income, identifying expenses, setting spending limits, and monitoring progress, individuals can develop a budget that aligns with their financial goals. In conclusion, embracing the budgeting process can lead to greater financial stability and peace of mind. With commitment and diligence, anyone can successfully create and maintain a budget that supports their aspirations.